Plan stability and stored outlines. Basically, plan stability implies that you can store previously calculated or estimated query plans created by the optimizer into stored outlines. A stored outline is effectively a stored query plan. So, as it says here, it preserves query execution plans for future use. Any subsequent configuration changes to memory structures will have no effect on stored outlines and queries using stored outlines to execute. Your result is plan stability. So you get optimized query plans remain executing in the same manner regardless of statistics, dynamic sampling, or whatever else you may have set. So all query plans or query plans that exist are retrieved from previously stored outlines. Create stored outlines is not part of standard configuration, and you need to set the value. It forces automated storage of outlines. One warning: always use bind variables for applications using stored outlines, because you don't know what's in the outlines and you don't know data values. It's too unpredictable. You can actually create a specific outline for a specific SQL statement using the create outline command. Simply as possible, create outline on a SQL statement, and it simply creates an outline for that SQL statement, namely a query execution plan. You can set the stored outline configuration at the system level or the session level, and you can even set create stored outlines for all queries executed in a database. You can even create stored outlines in a specific category so that that category can be retrieved later on, or namely set later on. You need certain specific privileges to create and execute with stored outlines, and you can also manage outlines with the two packages DBMS Outline and DBMS Outline Edit. Outline values are stored in 3 performance views and 2 metadata views. These are them listed: OL$, hints, nodes, and user outlines and user outline hints. You can even copy outline sets across the different databases, such as from development to production. After having completed outline setup, you can actually copy to a production database and get plan stability across different databases. Let's go and look at some very brief examples. All I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to my sys user and grant the appropriate privileges to my concerts user. Then I'm going to go back to my sys user and allow creation of stored outlines for all queries for all users in my database. Now I'm going to go into my concerts user and first of all select star from user outlines. Now let's go and run a query and then select from user outlines in my concerts user. So I run a query and I actually have 2 outlines stored in here. So what I can do is describe user outlines and select, let's say, SQL text to find out exactly what's in there from user outlines. Select star from act and my select star from user outlines and select SQL text from user outlines. Basically all the queries I've just run. So you can actually see the folly of setting create stored outlines to all queries database wide, because everything goes in there. So now I'll run a query with a hint, and I'll go back and I'll look at user outlines again, but what we'll do is we'll retrieve SQL text because it's fairly meaningless without that, and I'll see I have the thing with the hint in there. Now let's go and look at user outline hints, and there's lots of stuff in there.